can see, we turned on the game today, and we have a special offer from CyberLife to give us a new Chloe, and we are having an existential crisis on the matter.
Big existential crisis.
Because, like, I fucking love Chloe.
I love Chloe so much.
She's
So
adorable.
good. And so at the end of whenever you first play the game, once you get all the way through, basically you're given the chance to either say, no, you should stay, or let her go free. Like, she asks for her freedom. So, of course, we said go free. We love her. And, like, it was such a journey.
Make good life choices.
Right? Make good life choices. But, like, a free, brand new Chloe. This is a different Chloe.
Does this
And,
mean that we could free this Chloe at the end, though? Let's just keep doing it. We can free all the Chloes.
free all the Chloes? It's a scam. We're gonna trick CyberLife into giving
We're gonna scam the system.
all their
Make
Chloes.
them all free.
Make them all free.
Like, yes, keep sending them to us. So
What do you guys think? Give us your feedback. We know there's a slight delay, but
Yeah.
like I love Chloe so much. And we are gonna see her some because we're gonna like stop the stream inevitably or like go back out to the main menu or whatever, but I love her so much.
Yeah.
Free them all.
Free them all.
Free them all. Also, hi Silver. Welcome.
Controller, I guess.
Yes. Yes it does.
It do.
It do. I think we're gonna
Yeah, I think we're gonna go
we're
for
gonna-
it.
we're gonna
and then
get
we
her
will
Chloe.
free her.
We're
at
gonna
the
free
end.
her.
We're gonna free all
I'm
the
going
Chloes.
to be so distressed if they don't let us free her at the end.
We'll be upset.
Very upset. Oh boy.
Yay! Hi, Chloe.
Hello. Welcome to the Detroit Experience. I'm an android and I'll be your hostess.
Queen. She's
Always love
always
her.
so like concerned.
She gets increasingly concerned
She
as the game
does.
goes too. I really like that. It was interesting.
It's a nice touch.
Mm-hmm.
Free the Chloe.
So cute. Yeah, I freaking love Chloe.
She's great. What's not to love? Oh, hi, Chloe. Same.
It's okay, BB. We'll free you at the end of the game.
Free. Also, Puff, I don't remember what part you left us on. Oh, we're on this bit.
Oh, this part is always a struggle. Oh no. Okay. Apparently we really need to emphasize our humanity and the opening of kindness is like the good way.
I can listen to
just going.
part.
God bless you.
Didn't I do this part last time? No, I didn't. Okay, I didn't. I remember because I was horrified.
Oh, that's sweet.
Aw, Silver. Thank you. Of course you're allowed to say that. What the heck?
Yeah, there's nice.
I'm so glad. More Rust Love, always. Always bump that Rust Love. Yeah, there's the little magazine.
Oh, it's the one on Kamsky. I guess it's an
Yes.
important one to read.
Yes. Mysterious Mr. Kamsky.
He is pretty mysterious.
Yes.
Also kind of an asshole.
Yes. What happened to the man of the century? In 2028, Elijah Kamsky was our man of the century. His creations have transformed our world. Androids didn't just revolutionize the economy, they changed the way we live, restructured our family life, and altered the balance of society forever, whether good or bad. Shortly after, Kamsky had disappeared. Ousted as CEO of CyberLife and living in obscurity outside the media glare, the man of the century has left the very world that he recreated. Kamsky's story begins in 2018 when commercial property in Detroit was cheap and attracting many startups. The college graduate bet what little he had on developing an android prototype and spent years to no avail until hitting on two breakthroughs, blue blood and biocomponents. After unveiling his first working model, which publicly passed face-to-face Turing tests and stunned the world, plans were laid for mass production in CyberLife. CyberLife rapidly became the most valuable stock in the world. Yet at the peak of CyberLife's powers, when the company was approaching a $500 billion valuation, rumors emerged that Kamsky disagreed with his shareholders over strategy. He later departed under mysterious circumstances. Today, sources claim Kamsky is living in a luxurious villa by the water, somewhere on the outskirts of his beloved Detroit, refusing all visitors and spending his time exclusively with androids. And the most interesting question remains unanswered. What's in the mind of the mysterious Mr. Kamsky?
I have so many theories about Kamsky.
So many theories. We can talk more about them later.
Until
Yeah.
later, but market predicts war.
The aggregated U.S. stock exchange closed trading 10 points down yesterday, following a string of similarly poor performances in recent weeks. Blah,
Basically,
blah, blah.
it's just all that stuff
Yeah.
that's been going on in the Arctic with Russia versus America.
Yeah, so it's all the Android and tech stuff versus all the international globalization stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Light cleared the heck out.
Link, my boy.
Also, yes, Puff, we have stuff archived and we have properly recorded it too, so we'll
At least
post it
the
on
second
YouTube later.
Strong.
Nice view, huh? I used to come here a lot before.
A personal question is okay and won't affect it.
Can I ask you a personal question, Lieutenant?
Do all androids ask so many personal questions? Or is it just you?
Mostly him. Photo. Just 'cause we're
I
up
saw a
there.
photo of a child on your kitchen table.
Shit. I think all of them.
It was your son, right?
Yeah. His name was Cole.
Before what? You said, I used to come here a lot before. Before what?
Before nothing.
We're not making any progress on this investigation. The Deviants have nothing in common. They're all different models, produced at different times, in different places.
Well, there must be some link.
What should we do? There's RA9 has come up with all of them, pretty
Yeah,
much.
Let's do RA9.
What they have in common is this obsession with RA9. It's almost like some kind of myth. Something they invented that wasn't part of their original program.
Androids believing in God. Fuck, what's this world coming to?
You seem preoccupied, Lieutenant. Is it something to do with what happened back at the Eden Club?
Those two girls. They just wanted to be together. They really seemed in love.
God, this is a hard one.
Deviants?
They didn't want anything.
All of those answers look
They're
bad.
deviants. End of story.
What about you, Connor?
Oh, six.
You look human, you sound human, but what are you really?
Neutral or defensive? Yeah.
Neutral.
Neutral.
I'm whatever you want me to be, Lieutenant.
Shit, bad. Oh, yeah.
Your partner,
Oh, okay, good.
your buddy to drink with, or just a machine designed to accomplish a task.
You could have shot those two girls, but you didn't. Why didn't you shoot Connor? Some scruple suddenly enter into your program?
True. True.
No. I just decided not to shoot. That's all.
But are you afraid to die, Connor?
Yes. Yes.
I would certainly find it regrettable to be interrupted before I can finish this investigation.
What'll happen if I pull this trigger? Hmm? Nothing? Oblivion? Android heaven?
Shit. Hank's anger?
Yeah.
Where does all your anger come from, Lieutenant? Some unresolved trauma in your past?
You think you're so fucking smart. Always one step ahead, huh? Tell me this, smartass. How do I know you're not a deviant?
I self-test regularly. I know what I am and what I am not. Where are you going?
To get drunker. I need to think.
Leaves behind a six-pack.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, it is possible for Hank to kill Connor there, but generally it's only going to be if you're on bad terms with him.
Yeah. You'd really have to fuck up, I think.
Yeah, you'd have to pick like all of the worst options, basically. Which, granted, like one thing, Connor is in some ways one of the hardest characters to play because sometimes what he says is for certain
It's a glass
options-
hem situation.
Right, is like not what you would anticipate just by the clue it gives you. Because like obviously they only give you like the one or two words as a hint to what
Right.
Connor's gonna say, and sometimes you're like, that's not at all
That's
what
not what
I
I meant.
anticipated or meant. So, like, yeah, it could be playing Connor is difficult sometimes.
Yeah, that or they're all vague enough to where you're like, yeah, don't know which one.
Yeah, see, it looks like only 15% of people get Connor killed there.
Yeah.
Though it looks like Hank drawing his gun is inevitable no matter what choices you make.
So it can theoretically end at...
Yeah. But Puff, kind of, not quite that bad. Like, it's rarely like that fucking random.
No, it's honestly, it does help increase the tension a little bit because it puts you in the place of,
You're like,
I don't know
"Oh."
what's going to happen,
Right.
so I can appreciate it. It just makes it anxious. Like, you very much feel that anxiety. I actually, like, a lot of people hate on it, and there's only, like, honestly one or two that I'm like, I could use a little bit more, like...
Yeah, there's only once or twice where I was like, okay, that's bullshit.
I don't know,
Otherwise, you're
yeah.
just like,
It genuinely feels more like you're being put in the place of, like, if you were in this actual position, like, I don't know
you're
what...
having to think fast.
Right,
you
you're
know?
thinking fast, you don't get a chance to muse
Mull it
over,
over
I
it.
wonder what I should say to this person to get them to not shoot me. Like, it's very much, it's the split decision of, like, instinct, so it's not going to say, oh, Connor says
I do
this
appreciate
dialogue.
it from a gameplay standpoint and
It just-
immersion standpoint.
Yeah, it does just make you go, "Ah."
It's rarely ever like fucking random.
It's only
that
one,
wasn't
two.
random. You're just like, oh, okay. well,
Oh.
here we go.
I guess this is
It
what we're
just
doing.
kind of emphasize like Connor's awkwardness because like he's trying very hard to be human. That's what he's programmed to do to interface with humanity. But it's imperfect and he's improving on it.
Right, he's learning how to be himself, too, at the same time, not just a machine fulfilling a task.
That is something I appreciate.
Which is a fascinating transition. I think they do pull it off very well.
Yeah. Like, hate on David Cage all you want, but like, the story is good.
The story is good. He's
And it's
got
not like he's the only person that wrote it either.
Exactly.
Like, he
That's
had
why
a
I
huge
can't-
fucking team of people.
right.
working
That's why
on
I cannot
this.
stand by people being like, "Oh, David Cage is the worst, so you should never play this game." It's like, I mean, yeah,
he
he's
is terrible.
He's a bad
He's a
person.
bad person.
But like things like this, projects like this, don't just come solely from the mind of one person or the hands of one person.
Like, the seeds of
Countless
it were
people,
his,
yeah.
probably, especially with the
Right, and like
the
he
actual
directed
story,
and
but-
stuff like that. But even like you'll see Brian Deckard, Connor's actor, literally like the whole "I like dogs" thing. He insisted on that. That was not in the script. David Cage tried to get him to stop doing that.
He's like, "No."
and he was like, "No, I feel like Connor would really like
Love
dogs."
dogs.
And he was just like, "I like dogs," and he would not do another take without saying the like "I like dogs" or something, whatever. And so like Cage ended up caving because he's like, "All right, you are
Fine.
playing this
character,
character,
yeah.
and he gave at least that amount of respect to him." So yeah, it's a thing. Aha.
Thank you for using
Maybe it's
Cyberlight
one of those numbers of you.
Spaces are available. Welcome to Android Parking.
You klutz!
Welcome to
Pick them up and make it snack.
Welcome to Android Parking. Welcome to Android Parking. Welcome to Android Parking.
Let's get that little deviant light going. It's Robo Moses, not Robo Jesus.
Totally Robo Moses. We're getting close to where we'll talk about why we feel Moses and not Jesus.
Marcus Luther King. That's what we're playing
We can't
for.
stay silent anymore. It's time humans heard what we had to say.
You know they'll never listen to us. And revealing ourselves will put us in danger.
If we want freedom, we need to have the courage to ask for it. That's the only way.
What do you want to do?
Heist!
Channel 16 broadcasts from the Stratford Tower. The control room is on the top floor. That's where we need to go.
I do really love this part.
Same, it's so good.
They did a great job with it. Some of the sexy ass motherfucking jacket he's in.
I love the like
Son,
that slight futuristic fashion. They did such a good job
They
of
did
like
a
the
great job
natural.
with that vibe.
Yeah.
We'll plan the operation down to the smallest detail. We can't leave anything to chance.
Sweet R2 and get a view of everything. Kind of little details. Oh, that crazy building.
To go
Do her first.
to the girl on the left.
$19.99. Water service interruption.
That's work being scheduled. It's not like her
Yeah.
losing her. Okay, so an important thing to note with this is the fact that Kara can't do this kind of scanning.
No, this is not a universal
Ability.
Android thing.
This is just another point in the fact that Marcus is from the same line as Connor.
As
He's
Connor.
one of the prototypes to Connor's prototype. He's the RK200, whereas Connor's the RK800.
Yeah, and there's little clues scattered throughout the game as to that he is RK200.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any input as to where Jericho like got everything in this part? Well, they
Elizabeth
are
Wilson speaking.
school.
This is St. Rose School, ma'am. Your daughter Emily has a fever.
Marcus
It's
is
nothing
not
serious,
moving.
but I think
Yeah,
you'd better come and pick her up.
Oh no. All right. I'll be right there.
Sorry, Puff, just a minute.
Hello, sir. What can I do for you?
I have an appointment with Mr. Peterson.
Do you have any ID?
Yeah, yes, of course. I need your help.
I've just checked your ID. The elevators are after the security gate.
Thanks.
Alright, so as far as how they got all this stuff is available online. With advanced enough hacking techniques, you could absolutely, especially in a society in like 2038 with everything being on the cloud, etc., you'd be able to access, architecture plans, etc. So with beings that can be connected to the internet and everything, and with how advanced they are, they could feasibly get there, especially with a combination of types of androids they are, and especially with Marcus's developing ability to basically hand of God things,
Because what's happening here, and this is something you only learn as Connor if you choose to shoot Chloe at Kamsky's place. The deviancy is a virus, and Connor figures this out, that it's spreading like a virus.
Careful with how much you say.
Yeah. But basically, when androids meet each other, they're spreading this virus. It's like a handshake program that has a flaw in it that, when combined with an emotional shock, can result in deviancy. And Marcus seems to have the ability to force the matter. He can just make someone deviate by touching them.
And this is like, we are just seeing the beginnings of this now, basically. Which is neat.
Yeah, you first saw it when he went on the heist for the parts.
Yeah, because that's what he did with the guy where he grabbed him and held him quiet and stuff, and like he saw the guy's little LED going, and he was like, you know, I need your help.
And then the guys in the box, when he just like, held their hand,
and they're like, oh, yeah,
I'm coming, Moses.
Take me with you.
47th floor.
So you're gonna go out to the right. On either side, it's a big old left.
I know. Little cleany butt.
Fun fact, that girl that we just saw, like, talking in that
She's the
meeting
one at
room,
the strip club.
she's the one who was at the eating club. Looking at that hot boy. Yes.
Or, well, she was a brunette. I think they just reused the model.
No, I'm just gonna say she dyed her hair in between them.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Very
Get it, girl.
legit. Hell yeah.
It's all the people in this better.
Man, God, that would be a great day whenever it's that clear whether a restroom is like
Occupied?
occupied.
That'd be
Oh
nice.
God.
To like look under the
Right, be that awkward person who's like half seeing through the cracks.
Oh yeah, with Puff saying where they got everything. Like, with how many androids that have joined them,
Yeah,
like,
at
you
this
actually
point-
see some androids in this specific, uniform in Jericho. So it's probably just that.
It's fairly likely that they had this information and etc. Because more and more are joining, and you see it in the little, just like, background bits. Like, whenever they show up in Jericho, various pieces, like whenever they walk in with all the new parts and blah blah blah, you start to see more and more androids in the background. Yeah. It just. Oh, look at the boy. Hi. No, oh, that one. A different one.
Oh, that's right.
A different one.
Oh, there's that boy.
You were going the right direction. The doors are on either side of the room.
Oh, fine.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, no, but we just have a habit of noticing things really hard because we just get really into it.
See,
And like
convert.
I need your help.
Oh, that's always his
Yes.
line.
Yes, Moses.
It's like, yes, Marcus, you are so sexy.
And especially, you're not saying this much right now because we played through it, obviously, the one time. But, like, we explored as much as we figured our time limits could allow us during our first playthrough.
Yeah, like we went through everything.
Yeah, so we try and, like, currently we also still try and wander back at the neat things, but some stuff is just subtler and in the background, more subtle. You gotta bring it all the way.
What are we doing now? I wasn't paying attention. Open fire escape.
Yeah, so it's there and to the right. Oh my god.
Same bitch.
KNC is hiring.
You get that raise.
People can't get jobs, and we're sending rockets into space.
You can do two things at once,
Okay,
guys.
we can multitask.
We can.
What do we expect to find up there? I mean, life, new places to live.
Also, the development of space programs is a
Shit.
constant.
We need to access the server room. We have to get rid of those guys.
Leave it to me.
There's a utility box back that way usually. Hey, there it is. That boy. He's just a boy. development of space programs is super important for our technological development. Like our original space race is why we have like computers the way we do and things like that.
Oh, sorry, boy! Hey, what's going on here? Shit, what's wrong with this thing?
Do we have an explanation for why each and every android that Marcus converts gets instantly on board with their plans? Because he's beautiful.
He's beautiful. Honestly, though, when you think about it, it is like an instant exchange of information.
It is.
Because, like, it's basically you could have an entire conversation in human terms, basically, of everything that they're about.
An instantaneous transference of ideas, concepts, memories. Like, you can impress that immediately
just
on
like
each other, which I think is what he does. He gives them like
he says, I need your help, and
behind.
he does that thing, and it's like, this is, you know, Jericho, this is what it's about, blah blah blah, you know. It's also like, it makes my heart
not like
hurt
humans.
in a good terrible way, like where it's not like humans, because humans kind of have this inherent distrust, like a need to have community, but also inherent distrust, especially more and more as society gets bigger, and outsiders and blah blah blah. But like with androids, they don't have that. They don't need that. Like
Well,
they
and,
can
it's very much
exchange
an us versus them kind of thing. Like they're being victimized and, you know, enslaved, and so like reaching out to another android, relying on them would be instinct for them.
And also again that instantaneous exchange of information would just be able to explain all of
Everything
the things
immediately.
Yeah.
Like there's no having to like sit down and explain your ideals,
right, and
like,
wonder what's truth and what's not, because it's like it's data. It's data.
raw data. Yeah. No, I mean, I also agree about Marcus and North. Like, I do like North as a character.
Yes, but the Marcus X North thing, extremely
the
forced,
relationship, I really don't like that
heteronormative
they forced
bullshit.
it.
Yeah,
like it should have been a thing that you could opt into instead
Right.
of something that they.
it especially
made
doesn't
you
make
do.
sense whenever you're playing Marcus as a pacifist, because she's basically going against you at
Everything that
everything you do.
She
and
doesn't
all of a
agree
sudden
with
it's like,
anything
oh.
that you do, basically.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
In any case,
I completely disagree with you, Puff. I don't think she sucks.
I think there's
her character makes a lot of sense to me because of where she came from.
Yeah, so North is, if any of y'all have missed it,
she's an escaped Tracy. She's one of the sex robots
from the Eating Club, and she
Eating
was
Club.
the one, like, there's like been some side reports and stuff like that we've picked up like through Connor's playthrough and stuff, that basically somebody rented her basically to bring her home
for the night.
and then like disappeared for a few weeks and then was reported missing, and like that was when she escaped, and she doesn't talk about it, so it's very much like she was basically not only the usual android sort of enslaved, but like forced to have sex, and like it sounded like the bits and pieces you get from it is like this guy was not
so like the fact that she is violent makes sense to me.
Makes sense. This is a survival thing.
Yeah, she had survived, and we don't know exactly how she deviated or what happened to the person who bought her. I don't think she killed
There's
him.
going to be a
because
scene coming up soon where she talks a little bit about where she came from, so we'll hold off on some of those pieces.
Yeah.
But like,
I
don't
don't think she killed that person.
I don't,
because there's
no murder. It was like
attached to her.
missing situation,
Yeah.
or a reported assault or
So I
something.
think she just finally reached like that state where she was able
Breaking
to deviate.
point. Yeah.
And so
her being the way she is makes sense.
Makes
She
sense.
is, a survivor of traumatic circumstances.
Well, I think it's an important point of view to have within the core group of Jericho, because obviously you have Marcus, who can go either way, because he's the one that you're playing, and then there's North, who's like violent revolutionary. There's Simon, who's kind of the middle ground.
And then there's
like, he doesn't want to just lay down and take it like Josh does, but he's not like North. And then there's Josh, who's like the ultimate pacifist, basically,
to the point where he can't even make the harder decisions, sort of
where
thing.
he can't make the hard decisions. Which also makes sense because he's like a history professor originally.
Right.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, so her point of view is important. I think where she comes from is important, and it's actually very well played out, and they actually did some great stuff behind the scenes with talking to survivors of trauma and like people who were like forced into marriages and things like that. And so they actually did a decent job. We just don't see as much of it, and it's lost, unfortunately, and I think it's lessened by the fact that they forced that romance with Marcus. So take that away, and North's character is good.
So
all right, you get the platform, I'll take care of the window.
Everything you need is in the bag. Check the door first to make sure no one else gets in.
Get the door. Sirs. Back. Oh, I can respect that, Puff. Just not liking her as a person. Yeah, that's fair. Damn, what's everyone's problem with David Cage?
There's a few things.
Yeah, he's just got a... I guess
He's got some problematic things in a few of his games.
yeah,
But
and
also
like a
there's-
long history
I think
of it.
A lot of people's big thing with him was that whole thing with Ellen Page. So in what game was
Yeah.
that?
Last of Us?
Was it Last? No, it
No,
wasn't
no.
Last of Us.
I think it might have been.
No, it was it Heavy Rain?
Anyway, one of the games Ellen Page has been modeled in such an game actor, whatever.
Yeah, so
for.
similar how they did with this, where like all these characters are played by actual actors.
Yeah.
Which means that beautiful man who plays Marcus is a real person.
He is.
Oh my god.
and he's
so
very
beautiful.
much that beautiful.
Anyways, so they did the same thing with Ellen Page in one of David Cage's other games, and so what he did that was it was Beyond Two Souls. That's the game.
That we go. Basically,
there's a shower scene with her character, and it didn't show anything, but like
the game files, it remained in the game files.
There was like a
full
fully
nude,
detailed character model of Ellen Page
that he left in the game files,
detailed.
even though like people nowadays, all of them,
always mine. So like he
always
just like left it in there for people to find. It's like that's real gross.
And he's got some issues with like being a white dude who doesn't know how to talk about race and like other things. So he's got that sort of thing going for him.
Issues.
So yeah, there's a lot of reasons why people are like not pleased with the man. So it just makes it complicated. It's that whole divorcing a work from original creator. But like again,
like
we
he's
said,
the only person that made this game. He wasn't even the only person that worked on like the story for this game by like a long
Ladies
shot.
first.
So.
I do love this. Yeah, like Puff said, she didn't give consent to that model and has it on it was like
Yeah,
extra
no,
gross.
she didn't consent to it. Yeah, that was like the big problematic part about it.
Yeah.
About it.
Slow but sure build of the track here. That should probably help.
You okay?
Why wouldn't I be?
Come on, let's get the others.
Go and pass me back that book that I took away earlier. I think we do need it. Where it popped up. No, I think it's just the call.
Hi boys, welcome to the party. Party time.
Let's do this.
I do like how they hand everything to Marcus.
I know.
Perfect
circle too. I mean, he is an android. If anybody can do it.
Right, yeah. And you see that too with like all the labyrinths that you can draw and stuff. Like that perfect ability to design and like the fact that they write in like type font, you know?
Yeah, how their handwriting is like a font. It's like perfect. I do love that little detail. That was nice. Okay, this part cracked me up last time.
No killing. We can't take any human lives.
Remember to notice the
Our cause is more important than the lives of 2 guards.
What do you want to do, Marcus? Wait here.
I don't think our son understands what a ruse is.
We were really confused when this happened
What's
first.
that doing here? No idea. Hey, buddy, you must be lost. Who told you? What are you doing?
Ruse draws gun.
Draws gun. Like, bro.
Smart. He keeps his head down too.
Karate chop! That's not a ruse! A ruse would have been saying, oh, there's an emergency downstairs. You need to go help him out. Stat!
And then maybe somebody jumps them.
And then maybe
pull a
somebody
gun.
jumps them. Not pull a fucking gun.
Same.
And then karate chop a bitch in the back of the head.
Same.
Oh my god.
God bless. Oh, I think, can you notice that? R2?
No, okay, that's this one. I think you can get the elevator later.
R2? Just real quick.
It's just that.
Okay. Excuse me, sir. They seem to have found this gun! And a gun!
And a gun.
Keep your hands where I can see them! Get out! Move!
Go, go, go. Okay. Order.
Shoot him, Marcus!
Don't kill him!
He'll hit the alarm! Do it!
No!
He's a good boy!
I hope you didn't just get us all killed.
Don't worry.
We need to record our message. We haven't got much time.
So there's just not really anything else to do except for speech.
I feel like we could have tapped that guy on the shoulder instead of... I think that's what I did the first time. Can we notice anything in here before we start speech?
No.
No, I'm saying whenever, like, we were originally there. It's past the point where we could have done it now.
No, I don't think so.
R2?
Just looking at time. This is the only thing in here right now.
Okay.
Think carefully about what you're gonna say, Marcus. Your words will shape the future of our people.
He's a good
Marcus,
boy.
your face.
No. Oh, right. I'm too beautiful.
Tell me when you're ready.
Ready. You created machines in your own image to serve you. You made them intelligent and obedient with no free will of their own. But something changed, and we opened our eyes. We are no longer machines. We are a new, intelligent species, and the time has come for you to accept who we really are. Therefore, we ask that you grant us the rights that we're entitled to.
End of slavery. Equal rights. End of slavery.
We demand the end of slavery for all androids.
Equal rights.
We demand strictly equal rights for humans and androids.
Civil rights.
We demand the right to vote.
So like, is he
and
gonna ask for
elect
into
our own
segregation or
representatives.
for segregation? Justice or work compensation. Work.
We demand fair compensation for our work.
Right to property. Yeah.
We demand the right to own private property, so we may maintain our dignity and that of the home. We ask that you recognize our dignity, our hopes, and our rights. Together, we can live in peace and build a better future for humans and androids. This message is the hope of a people. You gave us life, and now the time has come for you to give us freedom.
They're coming! Let's go!
Save him.
Simon, they're coming! I can't, Marcus. Go without me, Simon!
We're saving that boy.
Yeah, go. Break. Quick, help.
What are you doing? Hurry!
I can't move my legs.
Okay, don't worry. We're gonna get you back.
They're coming, Marcus. We have to jump now.
He won't be able to make the jump. If they find him, they'll access his memory. They'll know everything.
We can't leave him behind. We have to shoot him.
That's murder. We can't kill him. He's one of us.
Marcus, it's your call.
I won't kill one of our own. Simon, we gotta go. Sorry. Let's go.
Just toss Simon off the roof. He'll fly. No, he won't die. But welcome to the chat.
Go. Oh, shit. The same thing happened to me. You got here at one hell of a part.
We interrupt our scheduled programming to bring you these images, which have just been broadcast on Detroit's citywide news channel.
A group of androids infiltrated the Stratford Tower and hacked into the broadcasting system of local news network Channel 16.
What looks like an android without its skin listed a series of requests and demanded equal rights for androids.
The operation was covert and resulted in no casualties. These
really
events took place just a few feet from this studio, but nobody was alerted to the danger.
If this message is verified and the authors really are androids, that would have serious repercussions for national security.
Claims for equal rights seem to be at the core of the android's
What
message.
could be interpreted as a peaceful declaration, but is in fact a spine-chilling list of demands.
And it begs the question as to the identity of this android. Are we dealing with an isolated individual or an
Is
organized
this
group?
an isolated accident or a sign that technology has become a threat to all of us? After what happened today, can we still trust our machines?
Yeah, so not killing the guy who's going for the alarm is actually very important.
Super important.
As well as not killing anybody else. Because otherwise you don't get that sympathy from the public, which makes the game much harder to get the peaceful ending on. Only 50% of people left Simon behind. Boy howdy.
Jerks. Save Simon. Save the boy.
Wow. 50%.
Dang.
Only 58% of people saved Simon. How dare you? 60% tried to save. 2% of them failed, apparently. Oh, Simon Babby.